it's cooling off. Do we need a jacket again?
Yeah, we need a jacket, raincoat. With the fleece inside. That would be perfect for right now. Because, yeah, look at, I want to show you our sad little highs that we have out there for right now. And our daytime highs are just in the teens. And this is what it looks like live right now. Capital Chev Sky Cam outside. You can see we have the cloud cover, we have the rain, we have the wind, and our daytime temperatures are just in the teens for the most part, as you can see right here. And Banff just at 9 degrees. So it certainly is chilly because this is also combined with winds gusting out of the north up to 40, even 50 kilometers per hour. So it's a gusty day, it's a gloomy day, and there are lots of watches and warnings and advisories to talk about. So a lot to go through in these next 2.5 minutes. All right, let's start with this. This system we've been talking about for days that was headed our way and was going to redevelop right over us on our side of the Rockies. And here we go. It's here. It's been delivering rainfall to Calgary. You can see all the thunderstorms it's sparking up. And in some cases, those thunderstorms are creeping into that severe criteria, those stronger winds, the potential for hail, even some rotation. So this is where we have one of the warnings that's in place. It was in place in Raymond, but this cell is starting to actually die out as it tracks towards Foremost. You can see it's a little less intense, but it will still pack a punch for the Foremost area as it moves in over these next 20 minutes or so. This comes with potentially a little bit of hail, certainly a big downpour, and very strong wind gusts as well. You can see that system circling right over us, and it will be circling over us all night, which is why it will continue to deliver rainfall as we go through these next 12 hours or so. And we're also having that uplifting, which is creating that more instability. So that air pushed up the mountains, and that's helping this thunderstorm activity as well. Most communities, as you can see in the gray here, Drumheller down, are under an advisory, and this is an advisory in place because with all of these cells rolling through, rotation is certainly possible, which means funnel cloud development is possible, and even a weak tornado is possible if that reaches the ground. All right, we also have the severe thunderstorm watch in place for areas, well, Bragg Creek, down through Claresholm, in through Champion and Brooks, because if the storms burn through these areas, they could actually reach a more severe level, so those stronger wind gusts, just like as you can see just to the east of Raymond, which is where we have that cell that I just talked about. Olds in through Canmore and up the foothills and in through Coronation and Serial. That's where we have the rainfall warnings in place, and that's where we're looking at anywhere from 40 to 70 millimeters of rain by tomorrow morning. So just to give you an indication of when this will all move out, early tomorrow morning we're looking at heavy rain, thunderstorms throughout the night, but by 6:30 in the morning we should have that rain really start to taper off in Calgary, and then we'll see those clouds roll out too. So we'll even potentially get some sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon, small chance of an isolated pop-up shower later on. And just to look at totals, certainly over 20 millimeters possible in Calgary and Canmore and Banff, and this is looking at the lower end amount because we could see anywhere to up to 50 in some communities to the east and west of Calgary. All right, longer range forecast. Capital Chev 5-day forecast, 18 for tomorrow, but we get back into the 20s for Saturday and Sunday.
Forecast, we should probably expect a wet evening ahead as we head into the July long weekend, Danielle.
Yes, we should. And you know what? Mother Nature's going to wring out a lot more moisture before we're done with this system. Just looking at the live shot here. Yeah, you can see it looks a little rainy. You've seen it. You've been stuck in it probably today. The bulk of it overnight hours, and then it will taper off in the morning. But many communities could see up to 50, 60, even 70 millimeters of rain. That's why rainfall warnings in place. K-Country up through Didsbury and over along the northern foothills. Hannah Coronation as well, especially to the east of Hannah. And then you can see the funnel cloud development possible because that's what this advisory is about, in a cell right here that's already produced some funnel clouds just to the east of Foremost. Right now, also cool, windy, 12 degrees. We're looking at another cool day for tomorrow, but the sun should peak out in the afternoon. We'll talk more about this system and the next one that comes later on long weekend coming up. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's bring Danielle back in as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast, which of course includes our upcoming long weekend.
And there's lots to talk about here, but I was also standing in the wrong spot just a second ago, so I'm a little bit out of breath because I ran here. But we have a number of things to get through, and I will say, to kick this all off, the bulk of the rainfall is right now in through tonight. It will taper off for the morning hours in Calgary, but we are looking at significant amounts falling in Calgary and many other areas. All right, 12 degrees right now. We got to a high 15 today. 22 is normal, well below normal. It's certainly a cool day. Plus you add the winds out of the north. That's a chilly wind, and you add the rainfall and the clouds. It's a gloomy, rainy day, but of course we need some rain too at times. All right, so north of Calgary up to about Didsbury, over through Canmore, down through K Country and up the northern foothills. These areas under a rainfall warning, and that rainfall warning extends in through Hanna, Coronation, and Oyen as well. To the south of that, you can see in the gray, this is the advisory in place because any thunderstorms that develop here, there is the potential for rotation. So funnel cloud development is certainly possible. And in fact, with this cell that just passed through around the foremost area, which I'll show you here, this one has had rotation with this cell and has produced some hail because things have just picked up, and another one has developed alongside of it. So you can see I popped out the lightning, certainly lots of lightning associated with this, but as you can see when it gets into the purples here, so it's just out of the way of foremost. It's tracking towards the northeast, so Elkwater could see some of this activity as well. It's going to stay north of Irvine, but Irvine will get one of the cells, just the less severe cell. You can see the counterclockwise spin. This is a huge low, and that's why we're looking at this intense longer-term rainfall as we go through the next 8 hours or so for many communities, and longer because we'll see the rainfall continue tomorrow further to the south. So just to advance this, you can see it will be heavy at times, especially north into the west of Calgary and off to the east near Hanna, Oyen, Coronation before it's all out of the way. We could in Calgary even see a couple isolated showers in the afternoon hours. Calgary looking at about 30 millimeters possible with this in some localized areas because thunderstorms could increase it in some communities. 27 millimeters for Cochrane, 23 for Banff, and you can see these higher amounts just outside of Hanna. So off to the east is where we're looking at anywhere 50, 60, even 70 millimeters of rain before it's all said and done. For us in Calgary, this will taper off about 7 a.m. and then the sun should peek out at times in the afternoon. Just a high of 18 though. 20 for Saturday heading into long weekend. 21 for Sunday, but we're looking at showers and thunderstorms starting later in the day on Sunday. That will continue into Monday and another cooler day for Canada Day. Tara?
Thank you.
Well, this Capital Chev Skywatch camera certainly looks rainy, and it's windy out there, gusting 40, 50 kilometers per hour. The winds are out of the north. It's cool. So, yeah, it has been a gloomy day today, and in some cases, in some communities, also the thunderstorms. Visibility is reducing Calgary down to 6 kilometers. Right now, we're sitting at just a sad little 11 degrees, and our daytime high was only 15. So that's well below normal, which is 22 degrees for this time of year. All right, let's talk about what's happening. We've been talking about the system for days, and this is a big upper level low that's just going to be circling over us right up until tomorrow morning. So it will continue to deliver rainfall, and in some cases we're getting these embedded thunderstorms as well. In fact, this is one of them that's moving just the big core of it towards Elkwater, just north of Elkwater. Elkwater will get the non-severe one, but some of them even coming with hail, even some rotation possible with these cells as well, and mainly will be south of Medicine Hat. So that's why there's the severe thunderstorm warning in the orange there, south of the Medicine Hat area. In the gray here, this is really just an advisory in place because rotation with any of these thunderstorms is certainly possible, which means funnel clouds are possible. And in the green, this is the rainfall warning that's in place. And it's in place here, not in Calgary, but this is why. You can see the higher amounts from Banff, Cochrane, Airdrie, Drumheller, Hanna, and especially to the east of the Hanna area is where we're going to see the highest amounts of rain. So to the east of Hanna, 50, 60, even 70 millimeters of rain possible here, and into the 20s, and for Calgary, 30 millimeters of rain. And this timeline is from now up until tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. All right, stable and dry and starting to warm up for the southern interior BC. Edmonton 21 and dry, but Rocky Mountain House down the foothills and in through Calgary. We have the potential of that rainfall in the early morning hours, and then it should clear out in the afternoon. However, further to the south, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, for example, will be dealing with rainfall on and off throughout the day for tomorrow. Here's your Capital Chev 10-day trend, and you can see we will be below normal up until Friday of next week. That's when we'll get back to normal at 22 degrees. We are looking at instability that will arrive back Sunday afternoon and carry in through Canada Day Monday. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Good news.